Yes?
Alright, why not? This way, right?
That way?
To this day, the Shaper's magical and technological prowess remains unrivaled. One thing is clear. None of their marvels would have been possible without an incredible amount of magical energy. According to Iskrim, this is it. The heart of the Nexus. The source of the Shaper's power.
Well, blow me down with a feather. And here I thought this couldn't get any more impressive.
Then I'm guessing we got lucky? This is the Nexus?
Yes. We've found Mullendeer's heart. So, as I said already to Har, if we're to find out anything about the Bloodburn in this city, it'll be here. Do you see that massive pillar in the center? That's where the Shapers drew their energy from. They used it to communicate the mechanisms in their city and to build some of their most magnificent creations.
So this is also some kind of archive?
Well, not in the traditional sense. I doubt you'll find a lot of books here.
Huh. And where exactly does that energy they channel in here come from? What is it?
Well, that's one of the great Shaper mysteries. There's many theories and few facts. But the most likely one is that it draws from some kind of world essence, the same we mages use to cast magic.
If something like that exists, why have I never heard about it before?
As I said, it's just one of many theories. I might be completely mistaken.
What did they create? Just creatures?
Well, obviously just a few very select items, such as, I suppose, the runes we found. Only the most skilled of their craftsmen were allowed to work on that altar you see over there. Being Zaklar, a runesmith, was one of the most respected positions in Shaper society, and only those of the priest caste were even considered. I'm guessing that whatever miracle allowed them to create these ghost watchers outside was also manufactured here.
Did you just say they used this place to communicate?
Yes. Apparently, some Shapers were able to communicate with each other by thought alone.
I've heard about that. But what does this Nexus have to do with it?
Well, their telepathy wasn't an innate skill. It was something the higher castes learned through somehow joining their minds to that pillar. They were connected.
Well, that does sound useful.
And a little bit scary.
Either way, I suggest we take a look around, see what we can find.
Understood.
Nihav's hammer. Do you feel that?
Energy. Seems there's still some left.
Yeah. And what's that? Looks like some kind of anvil?
Could that be where the Shapers forged their creations?
Very likely so, yes. Wait. How about a little experiment? That strange rune Lacane gave you. Could I, borrow it for a moment?
What for?
As I said, a little experiment. These shards we found on the ghosts outside. I think I might be able to combine them with our rune.
All right. Go ahead.
Thank you. Well, that's interesting.
What?
The runes. They look alike.
So, Lacane gave us a Shaper rune?
Might be, yeah.
He seemed to think it was a gift from Aenir.
Interesting. Well, I personally don't believe in Aenir handing out gifts to his followers, but as you can tell by the Godstones all over the city, he played a role in the Shaper's faith too. So, technically, it could be both a Shaper rune and a gift from the Allfather.
And you're still sure you want to do this?
I am. It may take a while, so I suggest you take a look around in the meantime.
Sure. At least we'll be out of the blast radius that way.
Very funny.
Just give the word. You got it.
Got it. Let's see. What's that?
Looks like a map of Fiara. A very old one.
Can that help us somehow?
I think so, yes. You see those markings? Glyphs. They look like someone carved them into the stone.
Can you make out what they say?
I've been trying, but
Yes, that's it. Over here, quickly!
To this day, the Shaper's magical and technological prowess
Isgrim?
Ah, there you are. I was right. It worked. Look.
I don't see anything.
Just take a look. Here, Tahar.
What the heck just happened? What did you do?
I don't know. The rune. It must have reacted to you somehow, Tahar.
Yes, but why? What did you do to it?
I joined it with the shards we found on the Ghost Watchers. I'm guessing that caused some kind of magical reaction when you, as the rune owner, touched it.
So we're bound to the city now.
No, of course not. But I think the rune got stronger. Still, I'll have to do more research on this. I can't help but feeling that these runes are an ocean and we've merely touched the surface.
Let's just hope there isn't a monster on the bottom.
Anyway, what now? We still haven't learned anything new about the Bloodburn or the song.
That's right, we haven't. But while I was working on the rune, a thought occurred to me. Remember how I told you that some of the higher caste shapers were able to communicate by thought alone, by telepathy? Frankly, I believe that's exactly what the song is. Telepathy.
You mean we're hearing the thoughts of a shaper?
The shapers are extinct, so no, but it might be someone else using shaper magic or sort of mental echo. The memories of the dead.
I'm not sure what you mean by a mental echo.
Well, the shapers left all kinds of traces, didn't they? And those specters we fought on the surface are proof that their magic is still prevalent. Also, we know they use telepathy to communicate, so who knows? Maybe this song is just a lost, forgotten thought that somehow made it through the millennia.
That's almost poetic.
The song is telepathy. You mean what we are hearing?
Isn't an actual sound, but a thought translated by your mind, yes. That explains why not everybody hears it, doesn't it?
Why do we then?
Probably because of our magical gifts. It makes sense, doesn't it?
So, somebody is talking in our heads. That's bizarre. Be that as it may, how does that get us any closer to finding a cure for the Bloodburn?
Because it tells us what has to be done next. Reactivate the Nexus.
Why?
Because it might allow us to do the same thing that the Shapers did. Join our minds to that pillar. We could connect to the collective subconscious of an extinct race, which then again could help us understand the song and its origin.
That sounds intriguing. How do we reactivate it, though?
Good question. But I believe those two pedestals have something to do with it. I'm pretty sure they're what used to be conjuring the energy of this place.
And they're empty. So we need to find whatever was in there, don't we? A power source.
Yeah. The only question is how.
I think I have an idea. Let's get back to that map. I think Isgrim should take a look at it. Here we go. What do you make of this, Isgrim?
A map of old Fiara. By Neharf, this is incredible.
Yes, but I was talking about those markings. They look as though they were added manually, don't they? I've started translating them already, but I'm stuck. Can you take a shot?
Let me see. Zaganar Zavuladun. Stones of... Wait. You're right. The Stones of the Essence and their location.
Stones of the Essence? So they are the power sources we're looking for.
They must be, yes.
But why would someone hide the stones and then mark their location?
Who says someone hid them? Maybe they were just brought somewhere else. It's common knowledge that the last years of the Shapers were chaotic, and they might have had a good reason to abandon this nexus.
Then maybe it's not a good idea to bring them back, don't you think?
Well, the thing is, without the stones, we're stuck. We need this place up and running to understand the song. Even if my theory about it being telepathy is wrong, without power, we can't access the archive neither.
Then we need to find them.
Absolutely. And I suggest we start right away.
Hold your horses, we're not getting these stones anytime soon.
Why?
Because if that map is anywhere near accurate, one of those stones is located in what's now Aeonir's Blade. No point going in there without an army.
The Iron Falcons. Right.
Iron Falcons?
You don't know. The Iron Falcons are an order that is protecting the tomb of Foil Darg. They're fighting the world's end, so to speak. What about the other marking, Iria? Maybe...
Hold on. The Foil Darg? The ancient evil?
Yeah, them. According to the lore, the Guardians locked them in this tomb. But the seal has gotten weaker as time went by, so for over 800 years, the Iron Falcons have been protecting it. I'm surprised you know so little of your own country's lore, Tahar.
Well, my father was never interested in old myths.
The Fieldar aren't a myth, not at all. If it weren't for the Falcons, Fiara would be history by now. That's not to say they're a likable bunch. Word has it that they're fanatically religious, self-righteous pricks. But I guess living in the desert with only skeletons to keep you company does that to you.
What about the other marking?
That one's even worse. This land where the marking points to doesn't even exist anymore. It's right in the Black Sea.
Damn it, you're right. But, that doesn't necessarily mean that this island doesn't exist anymore, does it? Maybe the cartographers of our era simply haven't discovered it yet. We could build a ship, right? Sail there and find out.
Yeah, maybe. But again, for that we need support. Someone who can provide us with influence, money, and at least some troops against whatever we'll face there. Not to mention the fact, Tahar, that your former general has probably already sent his dogs on us.
Ideas?
What about that village mayor, Clara Farland? Didn't she tell us something about certain friends she has?
True. And there was a shapeshifter.
Yeah, though I still don't think this is a good idea. How about the Moorhair elves? You told me they're investigating the Bloodburn too, didn't you?
We fought them in Leonon. I doubt they'll be eager to cooperate.
They know they made a mistake. That Scryer, she snapped, and given General Noria's intentions, she wasn't even that wrong to do so. I'm pretty sure they'll listen to what we have to say, especially if they're struggling with the Bloodburn themselves.
All right, it might be worth a try.
Well then, sounds like we have plenty of options, doesn't it? Where do we start?
We should try our luck with the elves first. They know about the Bloodburn. Iria, do you know the way to Leafshade?
Yeah, it's a 6-day journey. Less if we find ourselves horses.
Good. Then let's rest some more and get prepared.
So, this'll be our base, won't it?
I guess so. Yes.
Nihalf's hammer. How about a tad more enthusiasm? We're in the ancient city of the Shapers. If anything, we should feel honored.
Well, let's just hope the city's defenses work better for us than they did for them.
I'll take care of that. Above all, we need allies.
We'll find them. Will do. Interesting.
So, this is it, isn't it? Our base of operations?
So it seems.
An ancient Shaper city on a quest to find a cure for the bloodburn. And we're working for the purity of light. Sounds crazy if you say it like that. Just some weeks ago, I thought I'd be in Greyfell now, trying to make a fresh start as an innkeep.
Innkeep? You?
Hey, don't laugh. What's wrong with some honest work after years of defiling on the road? Getting up early in the morning, setting the tables, serving mulled wine and stew to tired, weary souls. Just a simple, honest life.
Innkeeping is fun, until you find yourself on your knees at dawn, clearing up the puddles of vomit and beer these tired, weary souls left behind when they were done carousing.
Quite the cynic, aren't you?
So, you'd leave it all behind? The adventuring?
You know. People always act as if these decisions are final. The only way to find out how much I'd like that kind of life is by taking a chance, isn't it? And if one day I wake up and find myself in need of a change, I can still pack up my things and hit the road again. Upsides of elven blood. There's plenty of time.
Nobody's forcing you to stay here. You know that, right?
Yeah, I do. Anyway, talk later, shall we? I'm sure you've got battles to prepare.
Now would you look at that? Got it.
To this day, the
Yes? Understood. What do we need? Interesting.
Yeah, wait. What's that?
I'm sorry?
That thing you've got there, the shard. Can I take a look at it for a second? Niehaus hammer. This is amazing. No, more than that. This is phenomenal.
I don't follow. What's so special about this thing?
This thing, as you call it, is part of an artifact. One that the scholars have been writing about for centuries. Blazes Tahar. Sometimes I wonder why it's always you who find such treasures, and not me. Look, if you find more of these, please bring them to me as fast as you can. It might be possible to reconstruct them, and that... I can't even begin to imagine what that would entail.
Okay. If I find more pieces, I'll bring them to you.
You have to. Niehaus hammer, I still can't believe it.
I found some materials. Could you use these to upgrade your armor?
Let me see. Oh, yeah, that could work. I'll start working as soon as possible.
Great.
There we go. Thanks, Tahar.
What's next?
Ah, Tahar. How nice of you to come by.
Made yourself comfortable?
Comfortable. Believe me, being comfortable is the last thing on my mind right now. Just look at this place. A Shaper city. Don't you feel it too? This sense of divinity?
I do. It's beautiful.
Indeed it is. Tahar, I'm not sure if you understand how much this means to me. The forgotten city of Mullendir, the heritage of the Shapers. Since my childhood days, I've dreamed of this. I suppose what I'm trying to say is, thank you. You and the Harbinger have made this dream come true.
Glad to be of service.
You're too kind. Anything else I can help you with? If not, I'd like to take another look at that rune LeCain gave us. It's at least as amazing as this place. Yeah, do you need something? I'm a tad busy.
That armor you're wearing looks quite special. Is it from Windwall?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, it's from Windwall. I forged it myself. Why do you ask?
Well, our smiths might be able to forge you a better one. It looks quite worn.
What? No. No, that's not gonna happen.
Why not?
It means something to me. But if it's my protection you're worried about, I can do some work on it myself. You'd have to cover the expenses, though. I'm a bit short on material these days.
Fair enough. I'll let you know if I have some resources to spare. There's something I've been wondering about. How did your cooperation with the Harbinger begin?
Well, that was simple. I was in Everlight at the time, on request of a nobleman. He'd hired me to do some work on an artifact collection of his. One night, a courier contacted me and gave me a letter. The message outlined the mission and the pay, even though the latter was almost irrelevant to me once I realized what it was that LeCain wanted me to find.
Molandir.
Yeah, you know the rest of the story.
What are your thoughts on the Harbinger, Rondar LeCain?
Well, he's my employer. Without him, I wouldn't be on this mission. Or, what do you mean?
I was trying to say, how do you feel about what he stands for? The purity of light, Aeonir's return.
Oh, that. I'm not certain I have an opinion on these matters.
Don't you care who you're working for?
Truth be told, not that much. Making a living as an archaeologist is hard enough as it is. I can't afford to be picky, and in all honesty, aren't LeCain and his fellows just more of the same? There have always been cults who weren't happy with the Guardians and believed they had found the true and only God. There was even that one who believed in a sort of schizophrenic God, who was both the trinity of three different beings and the singular omnipotent God at the same time. However that's supposed to work. Sounds funny when you think about it, but those lads were dead serious.
So you think the purity is harmless?
Of course they are. And like any other fanatic, he and his fellows will go down once people realize his God doesn't have all the answers.
So you don't believe in Aeonir's return, in the new world?
No, I don't.
But there's truth to what the purity claims. The Guardians have been unusually silent.
Yeah, because maybe they finally realized how silly and ungrateful most of their creations are and decided not to bother anymore. What I'm trying to say is, there could be all kinds of reasons why they've withdrawn. And I doubt a bonkers robe-wearing lad such as LeCain knows the answer.
Does the Harbinger know you feel that way?
No, I guess not, but he doesn't need to know about that, does he?
I'm sorry, Iskrim, but LeCain is different. The purity is more influential than any other of these cults that came and went.
Oh, now you're blowing this out of proportion. It's not that bad.
If dozens of mages being murdered and branded doesn't qualify as bad, then no, I'm not.
Fair enough. Maybe you have a point. But I don't see how it changes anything about our mission. LeCain didn't hire us to kill people, but to save them. And I consider that a respectable goal.
How does one make a living as an archaeologist?
Good question. One I usually prefer not to think or talk about. To be honest, it's a tough life. For some obscure reason, only very few scholars take interest in the Shaper or the Hibernian culture, even though there is so much to be found. It's a shame.
Like what? What is there to be found?
What? You mean apart from monumental steel constructs, ghost warriors, and a city full of ancient secrets to be discovered? A lot. But that's another topic.
How do you explain that lack of interest?
Well, what do you think? Ignorance. No matter if it's orcs, elves, dwarves, or humans, we're all terribly bad at learning from the past. Blasted, there's so much to be found, so much to be explored. Not just riches, but the technology, wisdom, and ancient secrets. But no, for some reason, the people with the coin just don't care. The only ones who even try to access this treasure are incompetent amateur treasure hunters who usually get their heads chopped off by the first defense mechanism they walk into.
True. It's a pity.
Well, I suppose that answers your question. The life of an archaeologist is hard, and there have been times where I questioned if... well, if all the sacrifices I've made were worth it. Yet, here I am now.
I've been meaning to ask you, how does a dwarf end up so far from the Windwall Mountains?
Let's not talk about this now, shall we? Maybe later.
All right, sure. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No sweat, Tahar. It's fine.
Found out anything new about the rune?
Well, so far, all I can say is that what Lacane has given you is indeed a Shaper artifact, as we suspected. Now, I would write all this purity talk of the rune being a gift of Aenir off as religious nonsense if it weren't for the fact that the rune's energy actually interacts with the Godstones, shrines of Aenir.
Which means that the Shapers and Aenir are somehow connected.
Somehow, yes. And I'll find out how.
Goodbye. Let's see. Now would you look at that?
All right.
Fair enough. Let's do this.
In the shadow of the eponymous mountain lies the wasteland referred to as the Foot of Barga Gor. It is home to the Orcish tribe called the Firewielders, as well as to many unforgiving beasts, from the undead to demons. While most travelers stay away from Barga Gor for this very reason, the Firewielders cherish their homeland's perils. According to Orcish culture, only through constant conflict and danger.
All right, here we are. The Foot of Barga Gor.
And you still think this is a good idea?
I don't think we have a choice. We need all the allies we can find. Yes?
If it isn't the dreaded Corporal, I was just about to go on my own.
Well, you're in luck. It turns out we do need an ally. Troops, to be precise.
I had a feeling. And yes, I can help you, provided you help me first.
That was the deal. What do you want?
Your help in preventing a war.
Preventing? I don't mean to be rude, but aren't your kind usually the ones who start them?
That's what most people think. Let me explain. The leader of our tribe is planning to reignite an old war. The War of the Six Races. In other words, he wants to send this world back into chaos. It's stupid and dangerous. But many of my brethren fail to see that. Krell tells them that our tribe has become weak, and that by invading the Nortander and the Elven Empire, we will teach the world to live in fear of us again, as it should be. What they don't see is that no one would benefit from this war. The Firewielders would be wiped out. That's as sure as the sunrise. And both the humans and the elves would suffer greatly from this. Krell tells them that we'd be honoring the struggle. But we wouldn't. It's the act of a fool.
The struggle?
Ah, right. Sorry. I forgot that I'm talking to a pale-skin. The struggle is the core of our culture. At the heart of everything that lives, there's conflict. The wolf hunts the deer runs from the wolf. Without the deer's flesh, the wolf dies. But if there were no wolf, so would the deer. Why? Because without an enemy, it would breed with no constraint. It would procreate until there's no more plants for the deer to eat. Their peace would be their doom. And it's the same with every being. Where there's no conflict, there's stagnation. And stagnation leads to downfall. This is why there has to be the struggle. But we shouldn't discuss this now. All you need to know is that Krell's actions are a threat. Not only to the orcs, but also the other races.
What is this Krell hoping to gain from it, then?
Well, there's two reasons. First of all, the blood burn.
So the orcs are suffering from it too?
Yes, not as much as you humans do. But there have been outbreaks in some of the tribes. Krell claims that the humans and the elves have manufactured it to wipe us out. Which is why that war would be justified.
That's absurd.
Yes, and he knows it too. But that doesn't stop him from using it to rally the clans behind him nonetheless. And that's the second reason. Krell is a self-obsessed fool. He became High Chieftain with lies and false promises. And people have started to see through that. So now he has no choice but to act.
I see. And what do you intend to do?
Stop him. Orc culture is based on two pillars, strength and wisdom. And I will show him the power of the second one. By allying with a human and defeating Krell, the Firewielders will see that even an unlikely alliance can result in strength.
So you want to fight him?
Challenge him. But since he's a coward, I doubt he'll accept. Which is what you're here for. There's a second plan if the first one fails.
And in return, I'll get troops.
Yes. If I stop Krell, I will have the whole Firewielder tribe behind me. And I'll give you enough Orcish craftsmen and warriors to support your cause.
Agreed. When are you planning to challenge him?
Now. He has agreed to meet me. And I was just about to leave. One more thing. What's your name?
Tahar.
Good. Then let us be off to Har. Krell will meet us northeast from here.
Yes?
Watch out, undead.
Undead.
Help! They got one of our heroes!
Focus, Syria. Focus.
Yes. Come on. Don't die on us now. More of them. This place is a bloody
So, what's the
graveyard.
plan?
Is this really necessary?
Get ready!
Yes?
Uh-huh.
We should get moving.
As stupid as their whole damn tribe.
Shut up. He's here. Gore, what's the meaning of this? Who are these paleskins?
My allies. I'm here to challenge you to a duel, Krell. I will be the new High Chieftain of the Fire Wielders.
I hope this is a joke.
No. You are a danger to our race, and I won't stand by while you drag us into chaos. Once again, I challenge you to a duel, here and now.
Kill them, and feed their corpses to the undead.
Help! Please! Help! Please!
What do we need?
Yes? Just give the word.
Just as I expected. Bloody coward. Time for our second plan.
Which is...
We'll storm his cow.
What's a cow?
His homestead. His camp. If he doesn't want to face me like a child of Zarak would, we'll force him to.
Is this really the only way? Can't you, I don't know, talk to him?
About what? His delusion? Believe me, I've tried that for months.
But we can't take on an entire army by ourselves.
I know that, Tahar. But luckily I'm not the only fire wielder with sense left in him. There's a camp of my brethren nearby who've been sympathizing with my cause, and who promise me their support if push comes to shove. Follow me. Yes? Who are you? Where's Zargol?
In a better place. You're here to rally against him, aren't you? Good thing I told him that would happen.
Get out of my sight.
Why? 'Cause you think these orcs support your cause? They don't. They only pretend to because Zargol told them to. And seeing who you choose to surround yourself with makes me understand why. Paleskins here at the foot of Barga Gore? Honestly, Gore, how low can you go?
These paleskins will do what all of you are too scared to do. Put an end to the orc who will kill us all, if we don't stop him.
And to all of us, this isn't strength, Gore, this is treason.
Shut your mouth, Talk. Gore has done more for our tribe than any of you.
Really? Can't you see he's using you? He doesn't give a damn about the fate of the Fire Wielders. All he wants is Krell's Kyle for himself. But, as I said, it's not too late to turn back. Think about it. All you'll do is throw away your life for a traitor. Krell will restore our race to its former glory with...
I'm done with talking. Face me. Or are you as much of a coward as your leader?
Balrek, you piece of shit!
Kill him, Gore! Tear his bloody guts out!
What do you want?
Take him down! Kill the traitor!
Scum!
It's decided.
Kill him! Kill that traitor!
So, what's the plan?
Bloody fools.
You attacked him.
If I hadn't, he would have drawn more on his side.
How can you know that?
I just do. And this piece of shit killed Zargol. He didn't deserve any better.
Sorry, but this is nonsense. We've been here for not even an hour, and all you've done so far is slaughter each other.
Are you done?
Yeah, I am.
And what now?
Well, we have what we want, a base of operations. Now this is where you come in. If you remember, I saw what you did in Farlan's Hope, leading those rosy-cheeked farm boys against the Ash Reavers and winning. That was impressive, which is why I want your advice. I'm a shaman, not a tactician.
You realize that I know nothing of orc tactics, do you?
Warfare is a worldwide art, Tahar. There's not much to know, apart from our weapons and our traditions. But I'll guide you.
But will your brothers even follow me?
No, but me. And I'll follow your advice. Also, they saw how you can fight. They know you're not a coward.
Fair enough. What's the plan?
Simple. Kill Krell. In theory, we could attack right now. But he'll know we're coming. So we need to think tactics.
I'm all ears.
We need to win the other clans. The Zol, the Ka, the Nook, and the Kayran. Each of them have their own specialty, which we can use against Krell.
What can the Zul offer us?
Spears. They've perfected that fighting style over the decades. The bleeding caused by just one wound can be fatal. They're slow, but that doesn't make them any less deadly.
The clans? I thought you were all fire wielders.
We are, but unlike in your kind, a fire wielder isn't just a fire wielder. Every tribe has dozens of clans, different weapons, traditions, sometimes even different languages.
What about the Car?
They are probably the most civil of the clans, which is why I think they'll be more easily convinced to follow us. Their fighting style is the most balanced. Air fighters form the core of every ambush.
Who are the Nock?
The ones I'm most worried about. They are the most vicious and brutal fighters of our tribe, with an almost eerie tolerance for pain. Who, as you can guess, are all for Krell's madness. But I have a friend within their ranks. If we can find him, he might help us win them over.
I see. The Kayran. Who are they?
Outsiders, who mostly like to keep to themselves. They are extremely religious and devoted to Zarek. If the lands were less harsh on lone wolves, they would have probably formed their own tribe long ago. However, they are the best hunters the orcs have to offer. They use javelins to attack from a distance.
That could come in handy. Understood. So how do we win them over?
There are two ways. Every clan has a champion, just as this one had Zargo. If we beat the champion, they will probably submit to our lead. Some of the clans are loyal to Krell, and will have heard of my treason by now. So they'll probably attack us on sight. In other words, blood will be spilled. Others, such as the Kayran, may listen to reason.
So there's another way other than defeating their champion?
As I said, there may be. We'll need to find out. And Krell won't stand by and watch. It'll be a while, but he'll strike soon enough. We have to be prepared. Finally, before you came, there's been talk of a strange human walking Barger Gore. He had an impressive aura. I don't know if it's worth the time, but you might want to look for him while our clan prepares for battle.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Something you need?
Interesting.
Yes?
Corporal?
Sounds like a plan.
We should be fighting now, all right? We'll be fast. Let's see. Huh?
That's the way.
I'll keep you shielded.
Help! Please!
Yes? Huh?
Bow, rock. These nails are rusty. Somebody get me new ones. Chop, chop, brothers.
Yes.
Let's get this over.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Huh?
Walking corpses.
We should get moving.
Take them down.
All right, here goes nothing.
Yes?
What's next?
Here we go. Fair enough. Let's do this.
Danger up ahead.
Sure.
For the fire wielders!
That's him. That's their champion.
Bloody traitor! You'll regret coming here.
You read my mind.
You wanted blood, and you got it. Now stop the fighting. You're following me now.
Chieftain, the outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded. Too much standing around.
Now we've got the pikemen too. Good.
Who are you talking to?
What? Oh, no one. Just thinking out loud.
Zalraka.
Yes?
Chieftain.
Uh-huh.
We're under attack!
Yes? What do we need?
Sure.
Let's make this quick.
Just give the word.
Corporal?
Huh? What is it?
Yes?
More fighting. Does this never end?
Yes.
Let's see.
So, what's the plan?
What?
Sure.
Now would you look at that?
Huh?
All right, give me a second.
Chieftain, the outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded.
Uh-huh.
We're under attack!
There goes nothing.
Good. Our Cal grows stronger.
Yes.
Order?
Zalraka.
Something you need?
They will fall.
Yes.
Zarek guides me. Huh?
That's the way?
Will do.
Building completed.
Expansion is the key to victory.
Chieftain, the outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded.
Just give the word.
Fair enough. Let's make this quick.
Building completed.
Chop, chop, brothers. Let's get this over with.
What's next?
That way?
Got it. Understood.
Building completed. Yes, a good idea. Chieftain, the outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded.
Help! Please!
We're under attack! Huh? What do you want?
Interesting.
Too much standing around.
Yes?
Zaraka.
Fine.
Fair enough. Let's do this.
Let's burn them.
You asked for this.
Building completed.
Will do. Let's see. Now we
Gore.
Zalraka Gedak. I take it you know why we're here.
Not for our fabled wyvern stew, I assume.
We need your javelins. Krell has gone mad and you know it. If he starts the war he's planning, it'll be the end of your clan as well as mine.
I know.
Then you'll join us.
Yes. Under one condition. Bring me Zarek's token. If you are truly chosen to lead us, Zarek will send us a sign. If not, you're just another imposter.
What is Zarak's token?
An old orc tradition. The skull of the mightiest warrior within a tribe.
And which one would that be?
That's the problem. If we give him the wrong one, he will see the prophecy has failed and attack us. Fine. I'll do it. Huh?
Uh-huh.
Yes? Interesting.
Made your choice? Made your choice?
I have the token. What did the fire say?
Let me see. You were wrong.
Gedok,
Kill the imposter! This will hurt.
In the shadow of the eponymous mountain lies the wasteland referred to as...
Yes?
Huh?
Yes?
Whatever's necessary.
So, what's the plan?
This will be a masterpiece.
Let's see.
They got one of our heroes!
We should get moving. Danger up ahead!
Come on. Don't die on us now.
Corporal?
Yeah. Huh? What is it? Right away.
Good news. We finished researching a new technology.
Blasted armor.
Get ready!
I'll keep you shielded!
What do you want? We're under attack!
Expansion is the key.
Chieftain, the outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded. Zalraka. Yes?
That way?
Yes?
More fighting. Does this never end?
Iron's running low, Chieftain. We should change that.
Let's get this over with. Good. Fair enough.
Huh?
All right.
Gore! So Krell was right.
Building completed.
Here we go.
It's over. We beat your champion. Now follow the law of Zarok and stop the fighting.
Huh? Chieftain, the outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded.
Yes?
Huh?
Uh-huh.
All right.
We're under attack!
Fair enough. Let's do this.
Yes? What's next?
Yes?
What the... Traitor!
Read my mind.
Building completed.
It's over. I've defeated your champion. Now lay down your weapons, or die. It's your choice.
Chieftain, the outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded.
All right, why not?
We're under attack!
Chieftain.
We're under attack!
Whatever's necessary. Yes. Good. Now let's hope those Knock Marauders are as vicious as Gore said they are.
They are, Tahar. Trust me.
Sounds like a plan.
They will fall.
We should be fighting now.
This will be a masterpiece.
Chieftain, the outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded.
Get ready.
Yes?
Zaraka.
Gore, who are these pale skins?
Allies. You can trust them. Zara needs your help, just as we discussed. The rebellion has started. We need the Nook.
You know what you're asking of me, right? This is betrayal.
There's no other option.
I know. All right. All right, I'll help you. But there's one thing I want in return. That bastard, Ugal. I want his head.
The Kayran clan's champion? Why?
He has done something to my sister. Something despicable. But this isn't the time for stories. I just need you to trust me on this.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, brother. Be brave and be careful. You know how Ugal can fight.
We'll manage. May your blood never boil, Tsar. I'll come back once I've done as you asked.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
What's next?
What do you want, pale skin?
What do you want?
We should get moving.
May your blood never... Yes, a good idea.
Danger up ahead.
Expansion is the key to victory.
Chieftain, the outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded.
Whatever's necessary.
So, what's the plan?
Let's burn.
Now, would you look at that? Chieftain, what do we need?
For the fire wielders!
All right, give me a second.
Corporal?
Chieftain, the outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded.
Chieftain.
We're under attack!
This place is a bloody graveyard.
Whatever's necessary.
I'll keep you shielded. More fighting. Does this never end?
Expansion is the key to victory.
Chieftain, the outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded.
That's the way.
We're under attack!
This would be a
Saraka.
Chieftain, the outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Sure.
All right, here goes nothing.
Yes?
Chieftain, the outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded.
Interesting.
Sure. All right. Why not?
under attack!
Huh? That's your plan. Catch. What is it? Zaraka?
We're under attack!
Let's see.
Made your choice?
I have the token. What did the fire say?
Let me see. You were right. Zarek has chosen you to lead Asgore. Say the word, and we will follow.
That was macabre.
Thank you, Gedok. I promise you this will be over quickly.
We're under attack!
Good. The K-Ran will help us a lot.
Chieftain, the outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded.
What do you want?
Danger up ahead!
Let's burn!
Damn it. We lost a sector.
That way?
Zarek guides me.
Blasted army.
Now would you look at that?
Yes, a good idea. Fine.
What's next? Interesting.
Chieftain, the outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded.
You got it.
Yes.
They will fall.
We're under attack!
Read my mind.
Just give the word.
Yes? Fine.
Get ready!
We're under attack!
Yes.
Yes.
We'll keep you shielded.
Fair enough. Let's do this.
We're under attack!
under attack! Chieftain, the outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded.
They will fall. What do we need?
What do you want? Let's burn them.
Danger up ahead.
Help! Please!
They got one of our heroes! Damn it. We lost a sector.
Come on, don't die on us now.
Yes.
Chief. What's next?
We're under attack!
I need help
Just
over
give
here.
the word. Here we go.
It's done. His Cal is destroyed.
But where's Krell?
Hiding, I guess. Just as...
Enough.
Elder Zilrak, where is Krell?
In the pit. There shall be no more bloodshed. He will now face you as he should have from the start.
Will he? So far all he's done is run.
Well, he can't anymore. This is Zarek's will, and he knows it. Follow me.
Fine. Lead the way.
Yes? Yes?
Sure.
Are you sure this isn't a trap?
I am. Zilrak is the eldest priest of the Fire Wielders. He's been opposing Krell from the start.
It is time, Krell. There will be no more bloodshed among our own, but a duel, as it should have taken place hours ago if you hadn't run.
This is ridiculous. He allied himself with the Paleskins.
There can be no wisdom without strength, and no strength without wisdom. You know the traditions.
Fuck the traditions! Zarek's fangs. I'm Krell. I'm your High Chieftain, and this piece of filth is a traitor! You hear me? A traitor!
You're the traitor, Krell. You never cared for the fate of our people. This was about you and your pride from the start. Now, unless you're the coward I think you are, face me.
Coward? Me? Weren't you the one who left your blood sister in that cave to rot?
Careful.
Why? Don't you want your pale-skinned friends to know? I wonder why.
All right. Enough of the talking. Face me.
It has begun. Don't intervene.
bloody traitor! You won't get away with this! Ah! Balrak, I'll crush you! Zarek.
And it's done. Gore, by Zarek's blood, by his fire, and by his will, I hereby proclaim you the new High Chieftain of the Fire Wielders.
Thank you. I know many of you have lost kin today. It was a battle that could have been avoided. But it was necessary. And as the struggle tells, we will come forth as a stronger people. I did this for you. Zalraka. Thank you, Tahar. You made this possible.
I'm just glad the bloodbath is over.
So am I. One more question, though. What do you fight for? I know it has something to do with the Shapers, since you opened the gate to their city. But why? What for?
We're trying to stop the Bloodburn. We've made camp in the lost city of Mullandir, and it seems that we need 2 Shaper relics to continue our search. But without troops, we can't get them. One of them is in the middle of the Black Sea, the other one in Aeonir's Blade.
Interesting. All right. As promised, you will have our help. I'll choose some of our best warriors and craftsmen, and we'll join you in Mullandir. I will be there too. I want to know who I'm fighting with. Until then, Tahar. And may your blood never boil.
So, what's the plan?
Yes?
Will do.
Uh-huh.
Huh?
Just give the word.
if you insist.
Few people know that there is a reason for Barga Gor's lifelessness. As though covered by an arcane veil, the mountain and its surrounding wasteland bear a strong magical signature. While the orcs attribute this to the battle of the renegade gods that was...
Wait a moment.
What is it?
The strange human I've been telling you about. The one with the powerful aura. I think he is here, along with something else.
Something else?
Yes. Let's be careful.
Ellen's reins. These goblins were mutilated. What creature would do such a thing?
Well, Barga Gor isn't the most hospitable place on Io. So the answer is... Mini.
That's the way? Sure.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
Shit. What in blazes are you doing here? Get out!
Kill that thing! Now!
Yes. Stay with me, will you?
Yes.
Whatever's necessary.
Is that all?
Yes?
Shit. Shit! What did you do?
Save your life?
Oh, really? Well, thanks for nothing, sir, hero. I invoked that demon. The Devourer.
You? Why?
To share a shrub of fucking grapes with her. To fight her, damn it! What did you think?
Her?
Yeah. I know that thing doesn't look like your average sailor man's fantasy. But according to the Encyclopedia Sinistra, Devourers only ever possess women. Thus the pronoun.
You summoned a demon to fight it?
Well, for that magic you carry in you, you certainly know shit about demonology. You're not a scholar, I take it?
I was a battle mage. Royal Army.
Figures. To learn how to control the demon race, you first need to fight it. Tame it, as we say. And guess what? That's just what I was trying to do until you popped in and nullified the fucking ritual.
We found a bunch of mutilated goblins further up the cave. Did the Devourer do this?
Yeah. I had some difficulties while casting the ritual, let's put it that way. A demon doesn't always show up where you want to conjure him. Sometimes when they sense something else near the gate, they simply materialize right there. In her case, it was the goblins.
That was foolish. She might have left the cave and gone rampant in the cows.
Well, she didn't, did she? And even if that would have been the case, you orcs know how to handle yourselves in battle.
That's interesting. Can you tell me more about the process of taming a demon?
What am I, your bloody teacher? Go read a book.
So, you just came to this cave in Barga Gor to battle a demon?
Why should I tell you?
You're the brooding type, aren't you?
No. I just don't get why 4 strangers who just fucking interrupted my ritual now think I'm gonna tell them all about my life. Don't you have, I don't know, somewhere to go?
We could use someone with your talents.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but I'm not a mercenary. Now, if you'll excuse me...
Can we...
Save your breath, Tahar. He's not worth it.
Wait. Tahar? As in... Shit. You're his son? The betrayer's child?
I am.
Huh. That's unexpected. What in blazes are you doing here? I mean, shouldn't you be up in Greykeep with all your royal friends?
I should. But things happened. You want to hear the story?
Yeah, I think I do. The Bloodburn. Huh. Am I the only one who finds it fucking ironic that the leader of the Purity of Light is trying to save mankind?
Believe it or not, they're actually doing good.
Yeah, sticking stakes up everybody's asses and bleeding them out like fucking pigs. But who am I to judge? You know, I've always been somewhat fascinated by your father.
How so?
Well, his methods might have been questionable, but he was damn right about everything he said. He saw this whole shit show coming before anyone else did.
You mean the persecution of mages?
Yeah. It has never been a secret that the people fear what they don't know, is it? It was only a question of time until that fucking hatred would pop open like a blister full of pus. Your father, Isamo Tahar, saw that coming and tried to stop it from happening. He had the guts to do what other people were too afraid to do.
Well, his goal was right, but his methods were wrong.
Yeah, the war is never pretty. Anyway, your story is as intriguing as your father's, I'll give you that. And since I don't exactly have many obligations, I'll take you up on your offer. If it still stands.
Why the sudden change of mind?
I told you. I like the idea of working with Isamo Tahar's living heir. And also I'm curious about what there is to this blood burn.
Well then, welcome aboard.
Thanks. We can also talk once we reach that city of yours. Mullendir, wasn't it? You said it's in Iskander?
Yes. But just wait at the border of Bargagor. We'll join you once we've done what we came here to do.
Sounds great. Let me just clean up the mess here first.
Sure.
Odd man.
What's next?
Huh?
What do we need?
What do you want?
What's next? Let's see. Here we are again. This place still gives me the chills.
Well, at least we now have our new orcish friends to delight us with their company.
You don't seem happy about this.
I just don't like the idea of putting my fate into the hands of these savages. What happened there at Barga Gore was nothing short of a bloodbath.
Revolts tend to be bloody.
I know, but... never mind.
In any case, with our new allies, we should be able to go look for the stones. Let's talk at the forge.
Though it might be wise to look for more support first. We don't know what to expect there.
there you are again. Gore's new friend. I truly hope he knows what he's doing. Orcs following the orders of a pale skin. That hasn't happened before. But, to be fair, you've given me little reason to distrust you. You did great in that battle against Krell.
Thank you. So you're the commander of the Firewielders?
Chieftain. And I serve Gore, our High Chieftain, who follows your advice. In other words, I'm the third down the list. Mainly, I'm here to make sure our warriors stay in shape and are well equipped. And if you're willing to invest some coin, I might even come up with a way to permanently increase their strength.
Can you tell me more about the Firewielders? About your traditions?
Well, since Gore is now our High Chieftain, he's the one you should talk to. But I'll do my best.
The Mage Wars?
Hardly. Some tribes, like the Fleshkins and the Ash Reavers, used the chance to invade your... Apart from that, we just stood out of it. Though, of course, we had our own sack of problems.
How did the Bloodburn
It still does. For some reason, not as often as in human lands. But nonetheless. And when it hit, it did so with full force.
Interesting. I wonder why the raid...
Well, I'm a warrior, not a shaman or an elder. You'll have to find...
There was something I wanted to ask about what happened in Barker Gore. You asked us to bring you the K-Ram's champion's head because he did something to your sister.
Sorry, Tahar, but that's none of your business.
I want to train the fire...
All right. Here's what we can do.
Got it. Understood.
Corporal? Need anything?
Tell me a bit about your time on the road. What was it like?
Is that a command, Corporal?
Please?
All right, but I'm afraid there isn't so much to tell. Have you ever been on the road by yourself?
A long time ago.
Well, then you know how wearisome it... Sleeping under the stars sounds romantic at first, until you realize that most of the time it's sleeping in the mud. Most of the time, your stomach and your purse are empty, and your feet are full of blisters. And, of course, there's the constant danger.
Did you ever have a...
Some, yeah, but most of it was just temporary.
How did you meet?
Coincidence. A small town between Finn and Mir and Lar. We played dice. When I called him out on it, he tried to turn tail. But one of the other guests stopped him for me. He gave me back my money and we started talking. And, believe it or not...
So, you started traveling?
I wouldn't call him that. He was just young and careless. We ended up traveling for almost a year.
I see.
You mean... no, we were just friends. He was way too young for my liking, and I think I was too old for him. We were more like...
What was his story?
Into the blue, same as me. He had quite an interesting task, but I wouldn't feel comfortable sharing it with you, to be honest. He wouldn't want that.
Huh.
Nothing dramatic. We came by a village and decided to rest there for a while. The roads had become quite dangerous due to the mage wars, and we didn't want to... He liked it, and the smith wanted him as an apprentice, so he stayed. I was surprised and a bit hurt at first, but then I realized it was probably for the better.
Huh.
That was the easiest part.
With light magic?
Yes and no. It was my magic that mended the wounds, but since mages are often met with suspicion, frankly put, whenever I treated someone, I gave him a magical potion to drink, which was just water mixed with some harmless herb to give it color. The rest was laying on hands to help the potion's effect, which was pure light magic and how I did the...
And that worked?
Better than you'd think. People were fighting over my panacea as if I was Ellen incarnate, while cursing the evil defilers who had caused this war. Ironic, isn't it?
Do you miss it sometime?
Well, we're still vagabonds somehow, aren't we? But I know what you mean. And yeah, I sometimes do. The wind on my skin, the vastness of the wildlands. There was this one night I'll never forget. I had made a camp at a clearing, set up campfire, and I was leaning against a tree, slowly drifting toward sleep. Then, all of a sudden, it started to... My first impulse was to jump up, to find shelter, but I didn't. Instead, I saw, as if all my life I had been chasing something without knowing it myself. And that feeling lasted until the sun came up. And then I fell asleep. When I woke...
That sounds beautiful.
And a bit traumatic. But, yeah.
And what do you make of it?
Truth be told, I don't know. But it changed something. Even though I cannot say what it is.
How are you holding up?
I think I'm good. And you? You're the pariah carrying out Aeonian... Aren't we all? So, can I help you with something?
Could you tell me...
Well, it's not my homeland anymore, but...
How is human culture different?
I assume you mean Nortander from Finn and Mir? There isn't one elven culture, as little as there's just... Generally spoken, though, I wouldn't say they're too different. Especially not compared to the orcs. Life is a lot slower, mainly due to our lifespan. They revere nature and value tradition and rules above all else. And they are extremely aware of what... Which also makes it very easy to offend an elf. I'm an exception in that regard, but then again, not all elves are like that. There are some who care as little about Ellen the White Tree and the traditions as a troll cares about his morning toilet.
What role does magic play?
It's everywhere. Magic is considered a gift. We may have talked about that already, but the whole council who runs... Which is why the Purity will have a hard time finding followers in Finn and Mir, should they...
I doubt that will ever happen. Elves have a very...
Hard to say, since I don't know what a human body feels like. As an elf, when I first realized how short a human life is during my travels, I was... I've been on this world for 39 years now, and in the elven world, I'm hardly considered an adult. Here, it's... strange.
Tell me.
That age doesn't necessarily make you wiser. I've talked to 30-year-old humans who understood more of the world than the ancient seers of Finn and Mir. It's all about experiences.
Interesting.
Sure. What?
You never told...
Oh. Well, that's a long story.
All right.
Yes, maybe. Corporal? Need anything?
This might sound odd, but why did you join?
Why are you asking? If you want me...
No, I just want to understand.
I guess so. Well, I hate to disappoint, but I don't think there's a particular reason. As you pointed out in the prison, I'm a fugitive as much as you are, and my best chance...
Goodbye.
Will do.
Zal Raka.
Gore, how are you and the Fire Wielders settling in?
All right, I guess. Nonetheless, Tahar, I have to say it. I don't like...
Why not?
Well, I guess it's the people who once lived here. The Shapers. They were...
Corrupted?
Yeah. Their customs, their culture. They were
How so?
Do you even need to ask? Just look around. Ghost Warrior. They thought they were above everything. Even the gods.
Well, they're dead now.
Maybe. But Anyway, nothing we can do about it. If the Shapers caused the blood burn, I understand why we need this place. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
All right, let's get to the chase. We need to discuss where and how we start our search. You're all familiar with the objective?
Find the Forge Stones, reignite the Nexus, decipher the song with it, and put an end to the blood burn.
That's about it. Area thinks that someone removed the Nexus stones shortly before the city was abandoned, but they left markers on the stone map. And now that we have a small army backing us up, we can start searching. Iskrim?
Yeah, we suspect one of the stones to be in the desert of Aenir's Blade, probably in the possession of the Iron Falcons, whereas the other one is on
an unknown island.
Correct. And yes, the oceans might have long taken it, which is why the only way to find out is to build...
Hold on.
I think so.
Zarek's fangs. That's interesting. There's an old orc myth of such an island, and as far as I know...
Did he find it?
Long story, but it's a trail we could follow.
Well, it does...
And intriguing. So, where do we go first, Tahar? Everlight or...
I'll think about it and let you know when we head out. For now, just get prepared.
Will do, Corporal.
Yes. Interesting.
I can imagine. If it taught me one thing, then it's how foolish it is to put the mind above every other aspect of the body. Many people...
What do you mean?
Because the shape of our flesh is so much more than just a shell. It defines us. It's a different... Yes. You can understand if you haven't been there. But I guess you could say that when I'm taking on a creature, the thirst for the hunt, thinking as part of a pack, just to name them all. When I was young and first started shifting, the creature always dominated. It was like a feverish dream, and I had almost...
Did you ever completely...
In the beginning, yes. But the Elder always made sure...
How does it feel to shift?
Strange. Being a mammal, a wolf or bear, the way you see, the way you perceive, the way you feel. The first time I shifted, I couldn't be...
Yeah, I imagine. How do you learn it?
That's complicated. First you have to understand that creature. Then there's what we shamans call the first joining.
How does that work?
I can't explain it. It's like your first bloodshed.
So in theory, could you transform into anything?
In theory, yes. In practice, there's no known shapeshifter who has ever done that.
Why not?
First off, there aren't many dragons around to study. And even if there were, you aren't like... Secondly, transforming into something that enormous, it can be lethal. Our mind. Only some years ago, there was talk of an Ash Reaver shifter who had attempted to morph into a troll. He succeeded, but his heart... so you see why most shifters...
Huh, well...
Sure.
Back in Bar Gagor, you told me that you think the orcs should... Do you consider your culture to be...
Inferior? No, not at all.
Why?
Because not so unlike the Shapers. Your culture... You like to tell yourselves you're more than the animals you slaughter for food. You call yourselves civilized, but of course you don't admit to it. You want to be better than that. And the result are lies, intrigue, wars, and assassination.
Well, you have a...
I know. So no, I don't consider our culture to be... Fools such as Krell was one. They're the reason your race looks down on us. If Zakrak had wanted us to be... Every brawl, every battle, every war has to have a purpose. It isn't something done for pleasure.
In other words, violence and war are good and necessary, but only within
Yes, and it should be learned from. That's where most orcs disagree. They claim to and as you see, this is why our culture has stagnated. In its current state,
So what you want is to lead your people to...
You make it sound so dramatic. For now, the Fire Wielders are a good start. And by helping you, they will hopefully see that diplomacy...
Don't you think a world without violence is...
No.
Why? Isn't...
We should aspire to a lot of things. But tell me, Tahar, this world has existed for millennia.
No.
Exactly. As I said, our very existence is based on conflict. Finding food, your people, with your warm clothes and banquets, try all because ultimately, there's as much what we orcs believe is that we should embrace it. That we should just face the truth, even if it's ugly. That the way...
So what? Do we just kill each other whenever we feel like it?
No. What we need is a way to channel our urges. Ceremonial battles, arenas, a society that is centered around survival and strength, and gains, rather than loses stability from it. Because if we simply suppress these urges, such as humans, the elves, and the dwarves do, they will at one point only erupt even more violently.
I never looked at it that way. But I...
You never fail to Anyway, where were we?
Did you always have these ambitions?
No.
Then where did...
None of your business.
All right.
Sure.
I'll be off. Yes? What's next?
To this day, the Shapers...
Got it. What do we need?
Tahar, may I help you with something?
What exactly is it that fascinates you?
Oh, Tahar, that's quite a topic. I don't mind sharing, but...
I am.
All right. You see, the Shapers have always fascinated me. Yet for some reason, so many people are almost oblivious to it. On the one hand, of course, that's very sad. On the other hand, it also makes it a lot more exciting. Tell me, Tahar, when seeing all of this, don't you sometimes feel like you're exploring a childhood dream? The kind of world the poets and the bards...
The Shapers are dangerous. Just think of that Steel Guardian we fought to get in, or the Ghost Watchers. Not what I'd call a child...
Yeah, but it doesn't take away from the wonderment, does it? But this childish fascination was only the spark. The more I studied the Shapers, the more enthralled I became with their culture. Did you know that at the pinnacle of their existence, they ruled over...
You seem to consider that a good thing.
Oh, good, bad, the world doesn't work like that. Of course, there are writings that hint at the fact that the Shaper Empire... And it persisted for tens of thousands of years. Can you imagine? All this knowledge, all this art, all this wisdom. Nothing in the EO of today can match that. Nothing.
How do you know all this?
Some of it from writings, some of it's just connecting the dots. I know how many scholars are out there at the universities giving... Their problem is they're trying to understand the Shapers by reading books and dusty tablets. That's not how it works. You need to get out there, into the field. And even if it's another people...
Very...
Because it is.
My father always told me the Shaper Empire relied a lot.
What? No, that's rubbish. The Shapers had castes, yeah, but to call these slaves is like calling, say, a tanner who was born outside a royal family a slave, just because he'll never be a king. And even the very lowest caste, the Zalanyur, always had enough to eat, a roof over their heads, and could without paying a cent. So if you think that's unjust, go ahead. Ask an Everlight beggar which era he'd rather live in. He's not a slave, yes, but in some ways he's worse off.
And how exactly did their empire come to be?
They had the liberty of being the first living civilization on our EO, at least as far as we know. That made it easier to maintain peace and stability. Until the end,
And yet...
Yeah.
Most scholars think it was the...
They do, but I doubt it. You saw what the Shapers were capable of. Even a race as powerful as the Dragons couldn't have wiped them out. And you see the shape this city, but regardless of what it was, it doesn't change the fact that the way the current races of this world treat the Shapers is nothing short of pathetic. They were greater than we'll ever be. But instead of studying this greatness, we ignore them. And why? Just because it doesn't fit into our religion, our traditions, or whatever reason, because to many, admitting what a marvel the Shapers truly were would mean admitting that our culture is pale.
Is our world real?
That depends on your expectations. We could do worse, certainly, but if this is as good as we can get, then I have nothing to feel but pity. In any case, I suppose you found your answer, haven't you? This is what fascinates me about the Shapers.
I see. Well, thanks for the explanation. It's
goodbye.
Now would you look at that? What do we need? Yes. Understood. Interesting.
What do you want?
Just checking how you're settling in.
I'm good. Thanks. Interesting place you found yourself here. I'll give you that.
Back in the cave, you told me that you fought that demon in order to gain control.
It's complicated.
That's it?
For now.
How did you end up in...
It's a long story. Suffice to say, I've been on the road for quite some time now. In Barker Gorge, let's talk about you instead. You've gathered a ton of followers, one outcast after another. Tell me, Tahar, do you trust them?
Of course I do.
Huh. To be honest, I don't understand how you can do it. You have that look about you, and it's driving me nuts.
What do you mean by that?
I've observed you on the way back from Barker Gore. The way you move, the way you talk. I get why other people follow your lead. I really do. You simply have some kind of... You give people hope. I guess that's what it boils down to.
How is that a bad thing?
It's a bad thing because you're too careless. All these people, did it ever occur to you that they're outsiders for a reason? Still, you trust them. Even if you put your stern face on, I can see that you do. That's why people follow you. But let's stop this right here, okay? I'm sure you have things to do, and so do I, huh?
So, have we got...
Well, there isn't that much to know about me, Tahar. I'm a demonologist from Kalea, and I've been on the road for
Wait.
Yeah. And I know I don't have the...
What made you come to North?
Long story. And I don't want to talk about it. Anything else?
Can you tell me more about...
It's a pretty general question, Corporal.
What are Kaleans like?
Huh. Good question. I don't spend that much time socializing. But all in all, Kaleans are a lot less stiff than you Nord folks. Kaleans like to sing, to dance, and to fuck. They do it a lot, sometimes at the same time. On the other hand, the people are two-faced. That's a lot better here in Nortander. You have your little intrigues, but you generally say what you mean.
Kalea is a city-state.
Yeah. Well, almost. When people say Kalea, they usually refer to the... However, only the big one in the middle is really inhabited. And that one's pretty much just a massive city called Kalea. Nobody can remember the... But yeah, it's essentially a city-state. And even though Kalea is small, it's very powerful. You know, spices, sugar, sea jewels.
Rich as a Kalean, isn't that how they say?
Yeah, though that ignores the fact that there's thousands of Kaleans starving to death in the slums.
Do you happen to know if
Don't think so, no. At least I haven't heard anything.
There's been a lot of tension between Nortander and Kalea during the main...
I haven't been back since, so I couldn't tell you. But according to the sailors, things have gotten better.
Never mind. I'll be going. Hold on a moment. Do you see that?
Yeah, fresh trails, and a lot of them. An army went through here not long ago. We should head northeast first. I have a surprise for you.
What kind of surprise?
You'll see.
Well, let's be on our guard. Yes? Now would you look at that? Interesting. Blazes. Nortander soldiers.
Must be your general's men. They followed our trail.
That was faster than expected. Now would you look at that?
Hold it right there. What's your business?
We are...
Well, bad luck then. This area is off limit.
I could ask you the same thing.
None of your concern.
We're supposed to meet the mayor of this town, Clara
Farland. What do you want from her?
Tahar, don't. We should scout the area first.
Well, we heard quite some stories about her.
Of course. Now sod off.
Not a single villager in sight. That's ghastly. We should try to find Clara Farland as soon as possible.
If they didn't take her.
Let's see.
Move along. There's nothing for you people to see here.
What's next? Got it. Now would you look at that?
What is it? What is it?
what's the plan?
Interesting.
Wrong place, wrong time.
All right, here goes nothing.
Take him down.
Yes?
Now would you look at that?
Look at that, boys.
Bandits up ahead.
Just give the word. Get ready!
Let's see.
Wrong place, wrong time, friend.
Highwayman.
Yes.
Fine.
You asked for this. Uh-huh.
For the fire wielders!
Now would you look at that?
Focus, Syria. Focus.
What do we need?
Corporal? This way, right? All right, why not?
Huh?
So, what's the plan?
This is a dream, isn't it? You're not really there.
Ellen's right. What happened to you?
Bandits. Tiara, how did this happen? How?
No. No. Hang in there. We'll fix this.
No, you won't. It's too late. I can feel it. Just help me sleep, please.
Help! Please! Huh? Corporal?
Yes.
What do you want?
Yes? Mm-hmm.
We should get moving. Huh? Blasted armor.
Well, that's unexpected. Now, finish it.
You'd like that, wouldn't you? An easy way out. But no, that would be too simple.
Are you okay?
I am. Just let me take care of him.
I just hope you know what you're doing.
I do.
Am I supposed to be scared now?
That's entirely up to you. Wela Nevrenga!
No, make it stop. Make it stop, please! No!
What in the blazes is that?
What are you doing to him?
Just a little trick I picked up on the road. The mage who taught me described the effect as having your face eaten off by a swarm of maggots.
All right, that's enough.
No, it's not. If you don't like it, then don't watch.
Iria, stop! Now!
He should have suffered.
Well, I did. Let's push on.
Just give the word.
Strange.
What is it?
I just remembered that I've been here before. I thought this place looked familiar when we first came here. But now I know why.
Why?
That was 6 years ago, when the Mage Wars had just started. General Noria, Sentenza, he had made me his squire, so to speak. Will do. Strange.
What is it?
I just remembered that I've been here before. I thought this place looked familiar when we first came here. But now I know why.
Why?
That was 6 years ago, when the Mage Wars had just started. General Noria, Sentenza, he had made me his squire, so to speak. My father's troops had made a stand in the village, and strangely enough, many of the locals were on their side.
What happened? Did he order to purge the village, just like he ordered it for Lianan?
No, he wasn't that radical back then. We circled the village and threatened the villagers to burn their crops if they didn't turn in the mages they were hiding.
More fighting. Does this never end?
Here we go.
All right.
Interesting. Strange.
What is it?
I just remembered that I've been here before. I thought this place looked familiar when we first came here. But now I know why.
Let's burn them.
Let's see.
Sure.
So, Gore. That's your name, isn't it?
Yes.
What you said about this struggle. Do you really believe it?
Yes. Why?
I don't know. Doesn't this reduce us to animals? To not even consider the possibility of, well, lasting peace?
We are animals. Even elves and even dwarves. We tell ourselves we're not. But it's a charade. The problem is, that charade is dangerous. If we ignore these urges, they fester inside us. And then when they break out, they do it even more violently.
I'm by far not the biggest admirer of elven culture, but there hasn't been a war in Finn and Mir since the War of the Six Races.
Not a war. But what about the purification movement? How many people did that elder drive out of Finn and Mir, or even execute, only because they dared to love an Evran?
You're well informed, Gore.
Maybe. Bottom line, consciousness thrives on the desire for conflict. We orcs simply acknowledge that drive and guide it.
Sobering thought.
It's still the truth.
Now would you look at that? Interesting. Let's see.
Bandits up ahead.
Look at that, boys.
I need help over here.
Interesting.
You got it.
Now would you look at that?
Yes?
What do we need?
Yes? That's the way?
Move along. There's nothing for you people to see here.
Good move.
This way, right?
That way?
Huh? Zaraka.
Got it.
Yes.
Zaraka, brother. Good to see you made it.
Hi, Chieftain Gore. We're ready to strike at will.
They're here on your orders?
Yes. I thought it might be wise to have an outpost next to Mulandir.
And you didn't deem it necessary to fill us in.
Well, thanks for telling us in advance, I suppose.
Good thinking.
Now enough of the chatter. What's your plan, Tahar?
We should scout the area first. Once we know what has happened here, we might need your help.
Understood.
Huh?
Let's
Yes?
see.
You need help?
Yes? What's next? Interesting.
So, what's the plan?
Yes? Sure.
Huh?
Fine.
Move along. There's nothing for you people to see here.
Yes?
Move along. There's nothing for you. What the? Over here! Help! Somebody!
Just give the word.
Yes?
Well, that fight was heard all the way to Molandir. Now they know we're here.
Soldiers everywhere. I don't get it. Why invade Farland's Hope? Why didn't they move on?
They will fall.
Let's see. You've read my mind. Whatever's necessary. Yes?
Huh?
Yes.
Pale skin.
Got it. Now would you look at that?
All right, here goes nothing.
Interesting.
Axes, daggers, swords, everything for the wary traveler. Pleasure doing business with you. Come again! I'm getting new wares by the next moon's turn.
Yes. You read my mind. Let's see.
Zarek guides me. Huh?
So, what's the plan?
Now
Tiara's breath. You're...
Tahar, yes. Are you alright?
Aye. Mostly. These bastards just show...
Where did they take her? Any idea?
Old Audrey said they took her to the old war camp to the southeast. But there's no way... I say we go and find out. You have our blades.
Fair enough. Let's do this.
They will fall.
Interesting.
Blazes. I had a feeling that was you.
Are you okay?
Nothing I can't handle. I thought you'd come back, but I wasn't sure.
Glad to be of service. Now, what in blazes happened here?
Can't you guess?
They followed us.
Yes, General Noria himself. He just came here, hand on the hilt of his sword, and swore to kill us all if we didn't tell him where you went.
Did you tell him?
No, you should have seen the look on his face when I told him you weren't here anymore. It would have been funny if he hadn't started beating up our guards afterwards.
Do you think he knows about Mullendir? Even if you didn't tell him, one of the village...
I'm pretty sure that didn't happen. Apart from me...
And where is he now?
Gone. After he realized he wouldn't find you here, he rode off like he had a fireball roaring up his buttocks. I think he may have gone either way. Remember when I told you that I might need your help again? I didn't think it would be so early, but turns out I was wrong.
We want to help you, but we're also in need of allies. Last time we were here...
Yes, and that offer still stands. If you help us, I might be able to acquaint you with someone who could help you in your search against the Bloodburn.
All right. What do you need?
It's simple. For a while now, we've been planning to abandon the village and go to Everlight. After what General Noria has done, there's no point in...
Everlight?
Yes, and a dangerous one. Gilbert and I had already started preparing the carriages, but then the soldiers came. So I need you to free the villagers for me. Just tell them to come to the clearing in the east.
Why did General Noria order to hold the village?
I wouldn't know. Maybe he had plans to interrogate them first.
All right then, stay put. I'll free the villagers and tell them to come to the clearing.
Huh? Please, I need you to free the village. Get here without your help.
I'm on it.
Just give the word.
By the Guardians! Over here!
What's next?
You got it.
Blazes. It's you!
Yes.
Aye. Just some scratches.
Yes, she's safe from preparing the caravan for an escape to Everlight. She asked...
Well, in that case, you have our support. Men, onwards. Let's show those soldiers what it means to take on the militia.
Good move.
Let's see. Now would you look at that? Over there, villagers. We should tell them about Clara's plan. What do we need?
Tiara's breath. You?
Yes, Clara sent me. She prepared the caravans for you to flee.
I understand.
Yes, we've cleared the way. Now go.
Yes, thank you.
Huh? Please, I need you to free the villagers. They won't make it here without your help.
I'm on it.
Sounds like a plan.
You read my mind.
By the Guardians.
Get ready.
What do you want?
So, what's the plan?
Thank you. I had a feel. We need to find the man.
She's safe. We're here to...
Ah, yes. Everlight. Good then. Lead the way. You'll need an extra set of blades.
What?
Tear them apart!
Uh-huh.
Whatever's necessary.
By the Guardians. Over here!
Will do. Got it.
Thank you. For a moment, I thought that was it.
Yes, I already freed the mayor, and she's preparing the caravan.
Aye, we can and we will. Lead the way, Corporal. And thank you again for saving us.
I'll take a look.
The last passenger has arrived. Good work, dear. I knew you wouldn't let me down.
I'm trying. Is everything...
Yes, and we'll leave at once. Though we should stay on our guards. Chances are the... So, are you ready?
Yes, let's head out.
All right, people. We're going. Try to be as quiet as possible and stay together. Once we're out of the village outskirts, it'll be easier. Questions? No? Good. Then get moving.
All right, why not?
You got it.
Sure.
That's the way?
Blazes! Soldiers up ahead! Do something to Har! Stop them!
Fine.
Good work. Why in blazes are they so vicious? We're just farmers, for heck's sake.
Probably General Norio wants to set an example. Whoever betrays the crown pays the blood price.
More of them!
That way?
fighting. Does this never end?
Focus, Syria. Focus.
I'll keep you shielded.
Good. Good. I think that was all. Let's push on.
Let's see. Now would you look at that?
That's it. The border. It should be easier from here on out.
Good. How far is it?
A 2-week journey, at least. In other words, prepare for a long march.
All right. We'll catch up with you as soon as possible.
We should get moving. Yes? Yes?
Understood.
Huh? Zarek guides me.
Sounds like a plan.
Though your legs ache and your stomach burns with hunger, you cannot help...
Huh?
Yes?
Yes? What do strange flesh people want?
I think we'll be off now.
Huh?
What do we need?
Yes?
For decades, the Mohir elves, exiled from Finan Mir, have roamed Io in search of a new home. In Nortander, they were promised lands of their own, but as the Mage Rebellion arose, they were quickly forgotten. Now, years later, they have taken shelter in a nomadic settlement in Leafshade, a dense, dangerous jungle, amidst the no-man's land between Utran and Wulfgar.
All right. The Morhir settlement should be a little further to the north.
How long have the Morhir...
Well, they left Finn and Mir about 30 years ago, and they were sent to settle here 8 years after.
Quite long, considering Leafshade was just meant to be a stop.
I'm sure they feel the same way. But then again, I understand why finding a new home for fugitive elves wasn't on top of the Crown's priority.
All right, then.
Well, I suggest we try to find their settlement first and then talk to their scryers. They're...
Good. Then lead the way.
Uh-huh. That way?
Interesting. Now, would you look at that? Got it.
You got it.
Blasted armor.
Fine. For the fire wielders!
Yes?
What's next?
Sure.
Corporal? Huh? You read my mind.
Sounds like a plan.
What do we need?
Hmm? That way? You got it.
Is this the village?
Should be. And don't ask me why there's no one guarding the entrance.
There have been, until some hours ago. They're further down in the village.
Another human? Well,
We're just...
no, say no more. I know why you're here. Looking for some nice elven kin to inhabit.
What?
Yes, that's what I thought. Well, why don't you join your fellow crossbreeders in the Wolfgar lands? There you can copulate all you want. Now sod off.
Huh?
You're an adventurer, aren't you? Come, take a look. I'm sure I've got something that might spark your interest. Pleasure doing business with ya. Come again. I'm getting new wares by the next moon's turn.
Let's see.
Yes, yes, come closer. I'm sure I have just what you need. Come again. May Tiara bless your path.
Can't believe we're still having this discussion. Tell me, Arlen, where was Ellen in all those years when our people were on the run? Just face it, she never helped us. None of the Guardians did.
Well, maybe they would have if it weren't for heretics like you. We are Ellen's children, all of us.
We are the children of our mothers and our fathers, for heck's sake. If you are so pious, then why did you leave Finn and Mir in the first place? What we need is rationality and reason, not praying to the gods that have left us.
Heresy, Varden. This is heresy.
Salangar. A pure blood. Just when I thought this day couldn't get any better.
Not what I'd call myself. I haven't been in Finn and Mir for 8 years.
Is that so? Well, who am I to judge? Who let you in?
There weren't any guards.
What? Great. Just great. This is getting better and better. But please, forgive my manners. I'm Varden Merilith, second scryer of Lathwain. Who are you? And what do you want? Are you with the soldiers?
Soldiers?
The army folk. But if you have to ask, I suppose you're on your own. Tell me then, what brings you here?
That's a long story.
So you're the corporal from Lianon? Well, that's a surprise. I know the story, and once more I would like to apologize for what Scryer Elion did. She should not have opened fire. And also, I would like to express my admiration for your courage. I know you refused to carry out the order your general gave you.
How?
A scout observed the conversation you had with that man. Either way, your story sounds bizarre, but I don't think you are lying. And after the events in Lianon, it's only fair if we help you now. To make up for it. Not to mention the fact that the blood burn needs to be stopped.
So you'll provide us with troops?
It's not that simple. I have to bring up the matter before the other scryers, and they all have to agree. But not now. We currently have our own sack of problems to deal with.
Are you the leader of this place?
One of them, yes. I'm the second scryer, and the Moorhere Council is made up of 6 scryers in total. 7, actually, but our eldest passed away recently. Which complicates the decision-making, as you can imagine.
What problems do you have?
The short version? Leafshade has been struck by the blood burn. Elves and animals are affected, and for some reason it has a different effect on us than it has on your race. It corrupts us.
Corrupts?
Drives us mad. And if that weren't enough, the Council can't decide on a course of action. Pathetic, isn't it? People are dying, but all we do is bicker.
Where do you and Finrior disagree?
Oh, that's simple. Finrior claims that the corruption has nothing to do with the blood burn, but is a...
I take it you have a different view on that.
I do. The Guardians are gone. This is a fact we have to deal with.
So where do you think this corruption comes from?
As I said, I think it's just how we elves react to the blood burn.
How many of you are affected?
Not as many as in your kind. 1 in 10, maybe. And for some reason, the infection only spreads outside the city borders.
As I said, I'm trying to find a cure for the bloodburn.
You want this alliance to happen as quick as possible, don't you? Well, yes, maybe your knowledge about the bloodburn. Give me a moment to think this through, will you? There are some things.
All right. We should probably talk to the other scryer, too.
Yes?
Now, would you look at
What?
that?
Who are you? Who let you in?
The gate was unguarded.
Really? Next thing you know, this place is being overrun by undead because the guards have all gathered to hear. You're from Gravefell, aren't you? I recognize that accent. I'm Arlen Finriar.
I'm looking for allies, but let me start from the beginning.
Ah, so, you're Isamo Taha's child. Well, you're lucky, I believe, that the Guardians have given us all a free will. And it's true that the bloodburn has to be ended. I can agree with those crazy...
So, you're going to...
I would if I could. But as you may have gathered by now, we have our own battle to fight here.
Who is the other elf? The one you were arguing with?
A misguided fool. And sadly one with a very influential father. Who may...
Does this town have a name?
It does. Lathwain. Which roughly...
Respite. Sounds kind of...
Well, it is. I don't know how familiar you are with our history. Then the Mage Wars came and, understandably, our promised home wasn't of importance.
That incident in Leonon won't make the Lord Marshal more sympathetic to your cause. You...
Yes. And it was a horrible, particularly because Merilith did an excellent job at instilling fear and telling them that our little problem could be fixed by sending a group of scholars into... And what good did it do? Nothing. You'd think that this failure would have shown the Moria how incapable Merilith is as a leader, but sadly, it didn't.
This looks like a nice enough place.
Well, save for the undead roaming through the forests and attacking us each night, yes.
I see. So Leaf Shade...
Yes. We will find our true home someday. I'm sure of that.
Ellen has cursed you?
Yes. Our lands are withering, and every 1 in 10 elves loses his mind. Their eyes turn black.
And you think Ellen has inflicted this curse upon you?
I know. You see, since we Moria left Finnenmere, more and more of our people have fallen away from our faith. Briefly put, we were cast out of the Finnenmere Empire after we expressed doubts about the Elven Council.
Yes, I know the story.
As you can imagine, the years we spent on the road searching for a new home were strenuous. And as a result of that, more and more of our people lost faith in the Guardians, which is ironic, since our faith was one of the reasons we...
Well, you can't deny that the Guardians have become...
That is true. But have you ever wondered...
I guess you have?
Yes, indeed. They have withdrawn from this world because people have stopped believing. It has always been our belief, our unwavering faith.
You're assuming the Guardians behave like little children, take away their sweets, and they run off crying or start throwing tantrums.
It's not that simple. But I doubt this is the right time for...
Probably not.
And what is...
Isn't it obvious? It's Ellen's punishment for us turning our back.
You mean...
Yes. Ellen has protected our kind for millennia. And now, we have betrayed her. This is her punishment.
Isn't it more likely that this...
No. Although rare, there have been cases of bloodburn among the Moria too. And they display... Varden Merilith simply likes to ignore that because it doesn't fit into his... Also, why does it only occur in Leafshade and only outside the city walls? The plague doesn't know borders.
If it is a curse by a...
Ah, of course. Despite all we have done, Ellen still considers us her children. What she wants is for us, in other words...
It's true. Sometimes a Guardian...
Well said, Orc. All we need to do is to trust in Ellen's guidance. Then we will find a way...
If you're the first scryer, why do you need Merilith's approval?
Because that's how the Moria law demands it. The Council has to...
What do the other scryers think about...
4. 2 of them are with me, 2 with Merilith.
If we help you lift this curse, would you be willing to ally yourselves with us?
Well, the bloodburn is a scourge for all races, so, yes. Should you...
Now what?
Well, if there's any way to get these whiteskins on our side, It's by helping them cure this corruption.
The proof of the pudding is in the eating, isn't it? I say we help the old one, Finrear. Merilith seems a tad too convinced of himself for my liking.
Then let's let them know.
Just give the word.
Interesting.
Huh?
What are these two?
I don't see why that concerns you. How did you get in here anyway? Get lost.
Huh? What is it?
Just a traveler. Don't mind me. Now would you look at that?
Salagar, this is getting ridiculous. If nothing happens, we'll still be arguing in our graves. Tell me, your offer, does it still stand? An outsider who isn't dependent on the councils could...
As I said, I'm happy to help.
Good. Blazes, you have no idea how good it is to talk with a person of reason. Come, let's discuss this elsewhere.
So, what's the plan?
That's better. Blasted, isn't it incredible how this old man is unwilling to see reason?
From his point of view, you're the one who's...
There's a difference between being pious and... Anyway, all the better you're here. Let's just... What we need first is proof to convince Arlen. As long as he insists on fighting that plague in prayer shrines, we cannot take any...
What kind of proof did you have in mind?
That remains to be seen. First of all, scout Leaf Shade's surroundings. Just like the Bloodburn, the infections don't follow a clear pattern. But all of them... Secondly, there's a human military outpost nearby. To investigate, you'll need to ask for permission. After the disaster in Lianan, the last thing we want is another breach of our treaty.
Who are these humans?
As I said, I believe they are from the Royal Army. So far, our contact has been sparse, but they seem to be...
If it really is the Bloodburn, what makes you think there is a cure?
I've asked myself the same question. But then I realize there's no point in worrying about it as long as that old fool is sabotaging our attempt.
If the jungle is corrupted, isn't it...
No. The infection doesn't happen instantaneously. If you were to stay longer, say for 2 or 3 days...
Very comforting.
All right. We'll do our best.
Yes, and thank you. I appreciate your help.
Sure.
Niehauf's hammer. I was beginning to think these discussions were never going to end.
No argument there. Let's go talk to the soldiers and see if they let us into their territory to find that proof. Whatever's necessary.
They will fall.
Good.
Fine.
Uh-huh. Sounds like a plan.
Yes.
Corporal? Sure.
That way? You got it.
you read my mind.
Just give the word.
Huh?
Danger up ahead!
What do we need?
Get ready!
Help! Please!
They killed one of our heroes!
Now, don't
What's
die
next?
on me, will you? We need you.
I need help over here!
Is this really necessary?
Whatever's necessary.
Don't move!
Oh, do you smell that? Yeah. And the water has the same color as the blue.
If you ask me, we just found the cause of this plague. And it's definitely not a curse.
Yes.
Yes? We should get moving. Corporal?
Let's see. Blazes. What?
Tahar, I don't like how it's looking at us. Yes?
The blazes was that? Why did it attack us?
The corruption. It must have taken hold of it.
That's odd. I get how this frenzy could be an elf's reaction to the blood burn, but how likely is it that a tree ant reacts the same way? Not to mention all the animals.
Alright, why not?
They will fall.
Huh?
Focus, Syria. Focus. Uh-huh.
Ah! For the fire wielders!
Now would you look at that?
Yes?
I need help over here!
Help! Please!
Sounds like a plan.
Will do.